This short video details what happens in the Edit Features section. The Edit Features section is the main part of building up your web pages on itsourlocal.com and is where we tell the system whether you have a beer garden, restaurant, bed and breakfast, function rooms, the drinks you serve, etc. And the answers we give during this section will control the number and the type of buttons that you have rolling across the top of your website. After which we've programmed up the Edit Features section, we'll then be able to click on the individual buttons that have appeared to put in more detail, for example pictures of your beer garden if you selected that option, or a wine list. Click the Edit Features key. Some of the information displayed here we might already have completed. For example, the welcome message and the landlord or landlady's surname. Firstly, let's describe the type of venue we are. In this instance, I'm going to pick a town centre pub. The first main tab is accommodation, which is where we can talk about bed and breakfast or hotel accommodation. If either of these two options fit your venue, tick the box. We will see this box several times in the next few moments. This section is where we enter further information about bed and breakfast and in fact further information about other features which we'll come to in a few moments. First of all, we ask you to rate how important this feature is to your venue. The higher the rating number, the closer to the left-hand margin we will display the tab containing the information we're about to enter. At a small additional cost we can enter custom details. This allows us to upload up to 4 photographs and a more detailed description into the tab on your website, headed Bed and Breakfast. Regardless or not of whether we've selected the Enter More Custom Details, we should enter a short description which appears in searches. At several points when we've entered more information, we need to update the system. It is advisable to do this every 10 minutes or so, as if our server thinks you have gone, it may log you out and you might lose the information you have entered. We can now start to see in the Features section we're building up a picture of what the pub does. We can add further information by pressing the Edit key. After the accommodation section, we can enter information about food. We have two options to show information about bar food or a restaurant. We can tick both. Again, in both the bar food and restaurant section, we can give further information. Firstly, we need to rate the importance of this to your venue. We can also show a bar food or restaurant menus by ticking the custom details. And as before, we need to enter a short description which appears in other searches. This typically will contain information about the times food is served. If you have a restaurant, tick the restaurant key. Again, we can rate this section, and if we like, we can tick for custom details. This allows us to upload up to 4 photographs of your restaurant and give a larger explanation. Regardless or not of whether we show custom details, we should put a short description in the description section. Again, we need to send this information to the computer to ensure that we don't lose it. We're starting to build up even more features about your pub. We click the More button. It shows the information that we've previously typed in. And we can continue building your features by hitting the Edit key. The next section is Entertainment, which feature a series of clickable boxes, some of which require further information. Music. Do we have background or piped music? Karaoke. Do you have occasional karaoke nights? More information is required. You might have discos or live music, adult entertainment or a jukebox. Do you show Sky or Santana Sports? Again, we can enter more information. You might have large screen TVs. The last option is function room. You might have a separate function room with its own bar, in which case you might want to rate how important functions are to your venue, and also have a tab on your website in which we can show up to 4 photos of your function room and provide more information. Regardless or not of whether you show further information, if you cater for functions, however small, you might want to give a little bit of further information. This completes the entertainment section, so submit the changes. As before, more and more features are starting to build up. And we're also starting to get more and more buttons which we can click to add further information along the top of the website. Let's click the edit key again and continue. The next section was the general section. Do we have air conditioning? Are children welcome? Again, we can enter your house rules about children. Is your venue haunted? Or is wireless internet available? Further information can be entered in all these areas. Do we have a beer garden? And as we've seen before, we can rate the beer garden on its importance, and for an additional cost we can show further information. If the beer garden is an important or special part of your pub, then we can upload up to 4 pictures and show a more detailed description. Continue down the list, selecting features that fit your venue, entering further information where required. Submit the changes when complete. The list is coming together nicely. And finally, we can enter information about the drinks your venue serves. Do you serve wine? Again, we can rate this in importance to your venue, and if wine is very important, for a small additional cost, we can enter a wine list. Whether or not we decide to enter a customised wine list, we should put a short description which appears in different areas of the website. Draft beers. By draft beers, we mean kegged or gas beers, including lagers, and we also put information about stouts and perhaps ciders. Again, this is a typed list which will appear in the beer tab of your website. Have you got cask mark accreditation? And finally, real ales, traditional hand-pulled cask condition beer. We can rate it and enter a typed list, and again save the changes. You must be aware that when you look at the tabs on a website which you manage, you see the information differently. A way to show this is to actually visit the pub you are managing, but not when you are logged in as the venue manager. On this screen, I'm not logged in and I'm just a regular guest. But in the most recently altered venue, we have Lewis's, which we've just been building. And this is how a normal user would see Lewis's. In the beer tab, they get the list of the beers. In the menu tab, they get the information we've entered about the bar food and the restaurant. In the function room, they get the text which we typed in the additional details for the function room. This completes the edit features section. We can go back to the edit features at any time and untick or tick different features as applicable.